There we go. We'll go a little early today. A few minutes early. There we go. Andy, soup. Substation Zero, hey. Hey, Garen. Nice. I'll tell you the story about my weekend after this, but it's been a rough 5 days. Michael, welcome. Testing all the sounds out here. record a couple patterns. That's terrible timing, Luke. Terrible timing. Let's try that again. Let that run in the background for a minute. Hey, everybody. Oh, I need this. I need a little time to not think about all the awful crap that's happened over the last 5 days. It's not going to be a pity party. It's not going to be a bitch fest, but I was in the hospital Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not because of an emergency, but because I need to fix the metronome on my heart. And that was fine, and that went well. But what happens when you go to the hospital and you stay there for any amount of time? You catch some other disease. And let me tell you, the last 2 days, some kind of stomach virus. It sucks. So anyway, that's what's going on. So I, I apologize for the frankness of this, but I'm going to stream until my bowels tell me I gotta go. Okay, so that might be a half hour. It might be a little bit more than that. We'll see. But we won't mention that again. So, hey, Garen, let's see. Who have I not noticed yet? Eric, Zyrex Corp. Hey, man. Let's see. Rainy in Portland. Ranjit, welcome back. Kleptophonics. Hey, guys. Raider Rich. Mphonics, thank you. My case. Cool. We're going to talk about, so I changed the rig, and there's a low-pass gate in here now that I was going to do a quick little show and tell on. I mean, low-pass gates are pretty simple, but I like this one, and so I thought I would share it. Alessandro, hey, welcome. Grazie. Let's see. Who else? Wrench Posting, hey there. Are you new? I don't know. Welcome if you're new. Let's see. Soup. And yeah, nosocomial infections. I'm going to have to look that one up. That's a word I've never heard before. Hey, Phoenix. I always used to say onyx, and then I realized that it was phi. You had posted that. Xanadoom. That's cool. Gwydion Flint. Welcome. Xanadoom. Hey, man. You're the guy who's working with live lighter intro. I hope that works out for you. So, if anyone can answer the question, does Ableton Live intro support follow actions? I don't have a copy, so I can't test it, and they don't show follow action support as a thing on the version comparison chart. So I assume it does, but I don't know. But that's what Gwydion there, he needs those to work in live intro. Anyway, so what's going on? So a few things are out. The Nord's out. I went back to the semi-modular analog stuff because I'm happy with the modular. It is my pluck machine. It continues to evolve to be more and more a pluck machine. And I think it works nicely with the Matriarch and the Sub 37, so I've sort of kept them here. I've redone pieces of the studio in the background for actual production stuff that's happening over there. I have to separate this from production. Streaming is super fun, but like the stream is done and recorded and then it's out, and there's really no production to do. And I have some Synth Seeker videos I want to work on, but they don't work. It's difficult to work on them in this cockpit. So I put the synths that I thought when I do production, I tend to work in the box, or I tend to work with everything controlled remotely over MIDI. And so the Matriarch's MIDI implementation is good but not great, and the Subsequence is good but not great. So I pulled those out of the studio production queue, and they are living in the stream queue. And so these are going to be here basically forever now, unless I get a new toy and I want to demo it. But that's really about it. Hey, Animotion. So what's going on? So to the goal of this being a pluck machine, I'm trying to simplify down how the plucks are going on. So I've got a bunch of ADSRs in here during the last stream and the stream before that, and they're shaped to do plucks on controlling the filters in the system. But I wanted to get even simpler and even more concise. So I went out and picked up, and it's relatively inexpensive, dope for A142-4, which is a quad attack. It's basically a quad decay. It's just an AR envelope. And there's 4 of them. I'm only using one of them right now. but I also picked up, I could use that to drive the micro VCF or any of the WASP filter. But I also picked up an A101-2 low pass gate, the Vactrol gate, also from Doepfer, which is a much more confusing module than it actually is. Like if you read the manual, there's this whole section on being able to control its mode by sending it gates. And I was fixated on that and trying to figure it out. And honestly, you can just ignore all that and just treat it as an LPG, and it works fine. So, hey, Adri, good to see you. No, no need to apologize. You're looking at a Behringer System 100 video. I can understand that. So, yeah, there's the logic thing at the bottom, Soup, right? With the little truth table saying if gate 1 is high versus gate 2 is high. It's useful, but I don't need it. And you can ignore it. I wasn't sure whether you were required to use it to force it into a particular mode, but there's just a switch on the front that does it. But to that end, let me just very quickly demo what it sounds like. And I like this low pass gate filter. It's got a pretty broad set of sounds you can get out of it. With my only like 2 days worth of manipulating it, I've watched a bunch of videos on YouTube on A101-2, and they're all kind of not awesome. When I watched the videos, I was like, there's like, I'm no expert when it comes to modular, but I've had a fair bit of experience, and some of the videos are like, they're not impressed with it. And I'm like, a low pass gate's a low pass gate. You should be able to tune it to get the sounds you want out of it. They're pretty flexible. And I just wasn't hearing anything I really liked coming out of it. But I just had this feeling because it has CV control, right, on 2 channels. It's also got discrete level with resonance. And if it's like any other filter, like there was one video where they were complaining where the resonance wasn't shrieky enough or wasn't present enough. And I'm like, you probably have your level up too high, right? Because the level will blow out the resonance. And so I've been playing with it, and I can get a lot of stuff out of it. So let me show you what's going on here. Let's see. Keep the wallet closed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, modular. We've got a problem there. I see the money flying too. Let's see. Soup, yeah. I think it's a really good, and it has actual Vactrols in it. I like this. I also like, years ago, I had a bunch of the Make Noise Vactrol-based low-pass gates, and they have a bunch of different flavors. At the time they did, and I liked those. And they have a discrete strike input. This isn't really that. This has a gate input, which acts like a strike, but I'm not sure about the circuit, whether it's a true, if it's similar. I should say if it's true, if it's similar, but I don't know. It's Wrench posting, you have a Vactrol oscillator that's fussy and changes pitch when the lights in the room are on. Interesting. It sounds like the Vactrols is it intentionally exposed? Because usually they're in an enclosed covered thing, so no external light can get in, because it's just an LED connected to a light sensitive resistor, and then they glue it together basically. I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, so let's listen to this for a second. We've got this pattern running. All right, and I'm using this this Doepfer quad decay. This makes life really easy. If you just need plucks, this is the easiest way to go. Right, you lose some flexibility. It's just an AD. It's not even an AD. It's a release, right? It's a decay. You can't slow down the attack or anything. But if you're making plucks, it's the easiest way to go, and you've got 4 of them in there, so I'm trying to consolidate. So we've got that driving this low pass gate. So if I play with the CV on the low pass gate, the resonance is all the way down. It's got a really broad So with the CV fully open, it's pretty, it follows the decay envelope fine. And as you bring the CV attenuator down, you can get some nice little plucks that I'm like, that's a pretty clean Berlin pluck that I like. And I've got an abacus / maths driving the second CV input channel here. Barely. So we've got a real slow LFO coming off the oct that's sort of playing with the opening and closing the low pass gate. I'm going to turn that back down. Now the resonance, hang on a second. A future video about plucks with the Vactrol from Doper. Well, I mean, I'm doing this, but I could turn it into a video that's actually, you can actually see the module. Yeah, that would be nice as opposed to long distance. As I turn the resonance up, you can hear that coming in. That's full on, right? And this is where I thought some of the other videos kind of got it wrong. They're like, there isn't much to the resonance. But if you bring the level down, as you bring the CV back up, it's got a fair bit of resonance. It's not shrieky. But as you bring the level up, it starts to distort and basically overrides the resonance, which I like because you get this distorted tone to it. When you bring the level all the way up, you get some real fuzz at the top. So I've been keeping the level about halfway and the resonance about halfway. CV about halfway, and then controlling it with the decay. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Right. I'm reading Andy. What you can do though is use an envelope generator to send a ramp up the gate. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What's the signal path for this right now? So this is a braids doing a square wave, real basic. That's it, right? Being driven by the Metropolis. It's literally going into a little mixer that isn't mixing it. It's just the one braids. I've got another braids and another oscillator in the mixer, but they're turned down. It's leaving the mixer, going into the low pass gate, out of the low pass gate into my audio interface. Right? In the box, there's a delay, basically, and a little reverb, and I think a phaser. That's the whole signal path. So it is a bit more versatile than a passive low pass gate. I think so. Oh, a small amount of tech. I could do that. I could use a slew limiter to do it as well, I think. I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. Because right now, I mean, I have ADSRs over here, and I've got some more behind me on the shelf. So this was more an experiment. Like I said, I was out. I came home, had this disease, and was like trying to swap in components and like run to the bathroom at the same time. So this isn't hardly a done system, right? But I do have the gate in there, and I wanted to test it out. So that's what's going on. It's very straightforward, Rich. Yeah. Is a low pass gate enough to create plucks? Yes. It depends on the gate. If your low pass gate is the type like Make Noise has, where you strike it with a trigger and then it itself, the low pass gate module, has its own decay knob option. You can control how long it rings out. Then yeah, all you need is that low pass gate and something to strike the trigger with. The dope for low pass gate, if you send it just triggers, it's going to sound like this. If you just send it like you're striking it, which is actually very Buchla bongo, right? So at this point, I'm just sending it triggers, no decay. Right? And that's a good sound in and of itself. But if you needed to decay a bit for the Doepfer one, you need to send it a bit of a ramp. And I have two of them, although I don't have the other one installed, so I'm still just using a plain old wasp filter to do this pattern. Here, let me swap this out. So what this is another braids, just doing a sawtooth wave, right? And it's running into a wasp filter, and I've got an ADSR treating it like a pluck. And it's the delay. There we go. The delay is set to be eighth notes, not dotted eighths, just eighths. And it's got enough feedback so that the echoes overlap and basically form a chord stab, comping like chords. If I change the delay time, right, there's my duckas, my dotted eighth Berlin School ducka style. Right, and here is eighth notes, or you can go to sixteenths. I actually like to do this. This is 5/16. The delay echoes are coming every 5th 16th note. It gets that bump, 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 bump. I like that. But for now, I'm going to keep it as the chords. That's the state of the world for that. So I like this new low pass gate from Doepfer, and I like the Doepfer quad decay, useful stuff. And I've got to work it into the system, and then I've got to work these back in. They're here. The subsequent's doing this sort of respace. Let's do this. Let's do a little performance. A good Brahm. Is that onomatopoeia? Gwydion, is Brahm onomatopoeia for like the sound from Inception? Brahm. Is that what that is? Because that's sort of what the respace is. I don't know. Oh, another thing. I don't have it set up right now. Inception. Okay, yeah. Another thing I like to do, I've got sort of sitting in the background, is I've got triplets modulating the filter on the Subs 37 that I could bring in with the mod wheel. put a little bass line on here. Recorded over an old loop. Let's try again. thanks, guys. This is very, very nice of you to say. I lean towards film music a little bit. Dancing nurses. Yeah, exactly. Oh, not the Silent Hill kind. Oh, please, no. Let's see. What do we want to do with this? Let's do this. Let's pull it down a bit and play with the modular a little bit. Let's play with the patterns there. So what's going on here? All right, so we've got 8 stages of notes playing linearly. Let's just change the order that they play in. So instead of linear, now it's playing all the odd ones and then all the even ones. And let's go back to this guy. And let's change him from doing... Let's make him do the duckas. change his order as well. And while we're there, let's play with some of the timbres. Let's bring the time down too. Let's really mess with it. Thanks, Rich. I'm running out of steam. I'm gonna probably pull it down pretty soon. I'm starting to sweat. get sweaty. You know how the biorhythm stuff works? Like when you're sick, in the middle of the day, you're okay. But as the sun starts to go down, you start feeling crappy again. That's where I'm at. Matriarch. Yeah, the matriarch was there. With a lot of reverb and delay on it. Anyway. All right. So where are we at? What have I missed? Samplers. I love samplers. Big fan. Let's see. Does the grid controller, you show the scale and root note on notes? Yeah. So the colored notes are the roots. The white notes are in scale and the dark pads are outside the scale. So yeah, that's how it works. You can constrain it so it doesn't show you things outside the scale, but I like to play accidentals. So I like to be able to step outside the scale usually. Let's see. Catching up on the chat here. Thanks, Rich. Yeah. What are you playing for the lead? So the lead, this lead. That's a VST, actually. What is it? It's Omnisphere. It's something called like 1976 lead or something like that out of Omnisphere. And it's really simple. Let me see. I mean, you could recreate it in anything. It's not a... Omnisphere is not a... I mean, you can make things that are hard to recreate in other things, but it is a blend of a saw and a square and another saw and a square. Basically, the two are layered. It's using two oscillators, and then I've got a buttload of reverb on it. So that's what it is. And sometimes I'll have the leads on these on the hardware, but sometimes it's just convenient. So that was not the matriarch. Sorry, I do have a lead on there, but I wasn't using it at that last lead. But I can control it from here. It's mood, right? Thanks, Phonics. Thanks. I will try and recover. I work from home tomorrow, so I should be fine. I don't want to go into work and infect everyone. So, the grid controllers are nice. They're not a replacement for keyboards, right? There's just another way of looking at it, right? I use both. So, let's see. Wait for Santa. Mm-hmm. Yep. My birthday is in July, so it's exactly 6 months from Christmas. I think I got the best part of that deal because by the time it's my birthday, everyone's forgotten what they've gotten me for Christmas. So, hey. So, if you're a keyboardist, it could take time to get used to. I mean, that's true of any instrument, right? But Karen's got a point. The instrument is also a really nice grid, very popular. A lot more notes, so you can have a larger range if you want. This an 8x8 grid will only give you about 3.5 octaves. So if you get something larger, you can get more than that. But you could transpose it. So, but if you want to be able to play without having to transpose as you're going, it's like any other synth. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Animotion, you too. And I will talk to you all later. Okay? Thanks. I'm going to go collapse. Have fun. See ya.